everybody, and welcome back to Spirituality with Gabriella. I am super excited for today's pick a card reading. Today I'm doing a collaboration with Blush Lily, who is one of my favorite tarot readers on YouTube. She's so intuitive, she's absolutely amazing, so super excited to be collaborating with her today. So together, Blush Lily and I are looking into your love life in 2022. As you know, the new year is approaching, so this is going to give you a detailed understanding of what your love life will be looking like in the coming year. And here's how it's going to work. If you are in a situationship or a relationship, then stay with me and you can watch my reading. If you are single and feeling ready to mingle, then go over to Blush Lily's channel and watch her reading. And I'm posting the links and timestamps down below for everything. So also, if you are not really sure if you should be watching my reading or Blush Lily's, go ahead, check out both of them. If you like it, definitely show us some love. We would really appreciate it. We're so excited to be doing this for you, and we love each other, so excited to be collaborating. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to share the 3 piles for if you're in a situationship or a relationship. Over here, we have pile 1 with the Opalite. Here we have pile 2 with the Tiger's Eye. And then here we have pile 3 with the Amethyst. So take all the time you need to select your pile, and I will see you soon at your own personal reading. Thank you so much. All right, if you selected pile 1, this reading is for you. Let's see what your first card is. You got the 2 of Swords, and this is if you are in a situationship or a relationship. Let's kind of see what comes through here for the new year and what you'll be feeling. Anything you'll be experiencing. We're going to tap into all of it today. We have the High Priestess here. We have the 2 of Pentacles. And I'm going to pull a couple other cards from a different deck. Here we have the 4 of Pentacles. We have the 6 of Pentacles, and then I'm just going to pull some energy cards. We have the Garden and the Gate. And we have the Thinking Woman. All right, so let's get started. So the first thing I'm getting here is I feel like this situationship or relationship is kind of on pause. If you're in a situationship, I feel like there just hasn't been a lot of communication recently, but it's not that the other person doesn't like you. I feel like they actually really do like you. And I feel like in the new year, you will be experiencing more abundance with them. So 2 of Swords usually represents a little bit of a stalemate, some stagnation going on here. So take a look at this card and you can see this woman, she's kind of navigating a difficult space. Like she's in the middle of all of these pillars and she's kind of walking alone. That's how it feels. But she has these wings, and these wings are reminding her that she is actually grounded to the heavens, to the spirit world, that there is something that's kind of keeping her in this situation so that she can learn from it and so that she can make the most out of it. So even if there's a pause right now, I feel like in the new year, especially in late January, early February, I feel like your situationship starts to bubble. And when I say bubble, I mean like things start getting more exciting. I feel like there's more security between the 2 of you. There will be more unity, more harmony in this connection. So I'm saying that because we have the 10 of Pentacles, we have the 4 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Pentacles, and then obviously the 2 of Pentacles over here. So it's very easy to see that this relationship is literally moving from a place of being a little bit stagnated towards a lot more fulfilling. So for those of you who are in a committed relationship, I kind of feel like it just feels a tiny bit dry right now, but I feel that deep down, you know, this is your person, this is someone you can see yourself with, and definitely I think that the 10 of Pentacles energy being here shines a positive light on the rest of the cards and definitely on the 2 of Swords, so I wouldn't take this part too seriously or too intensely. I feel like in 2022, you're going to be experiencing kind of like a deepening of yourself, and part of the way that you experience that is actually through this connection or relationship. And what I'm getting is this other person is a really good mirror for you. Like they really help to reflect certain things, certain aspects of your personality that perhaps you were not extremely aware of before. I feel like this person kind of forces you to dig into things that need to be healed unhealed. Like they could be little pieces of insecurity or things that you didn't get to fully get closure on in your previous relationships. But seeing the Ten of Pentacles here makes me know that this is a very safe connection for you, and I can only see it getting deeper. So if you're currently seeing someone, you feel like it's kind of up in the air, you don't really know where it's going, I feel that it's definitely going towards something more serious. At least that's how I would classify it. Now, I feel like right now the energy is like ebbing and flowing because we have the Two of Pentacles. So when I see this card, I think a lot about just the energy is a little imbalanced, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. In fact, I'm getting that the space has actually been healthy for your connection with this person. And it's not like you talk every second of every day. And for those of you who are talking like pretty regularly, I think there's a part of you that almost kind of feels like, I really like this person, but I'm still trying to figure out like who they are, like what is like deep down under the surface. Like I feel like I've tried to get past the top layer, like what is layer 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if you know what I mean. And so I think that in the new year, the positive news for this pile is I really do feel like you'll be deepening your connection with this person. I feel like part of the unknown, like the High Priestess stuff, like the things you just haven't known, are going to be coming to light and coming to the surface. So that feels really good. For those of you who are in like a long-term relationship, I actually think it's possible that you might get engaged or married in 2022. Because I'm looking at this, I'm seeing like this symbolism of a lot of unity, and I'm seeing like rings and weddings and stuff like that. And so I feel like your spirit guides are just wanting you to know that I feel for some of you there's been a delay. Like maybe you didn't get married when you wanted to, like there might have been a bit of a delay, but I definitely think that you'll be able to get married in 2022 and that you will have a really beautiful time, wonderful wedding, everything feels beautiful. So definitely if you've been in this like long-term relationship and you're kind of waiting for things to come to fruition, like I said, there's a bubbling energy that takes place in 2022. So that's definitely going to bubble to the surface or rise to the surface, and it will be a very positive thing. And regardless of your situation, when we see the High Priestess, this is all about deepening something. So it's going into the depths of the unknown, the territory of other people wouldn't be able to know this about this person. So basically, when we see this card, this indicates that currently you don't know this person like 100%. And if you're in a long-term relationship, perhaps you feel like you do, and that totally makes sense. But it's almost like once you change the status of your relationship, like to become engaged or to become married, it really does change how you see the person. Like they're your life partner now, and this isn't just like a date. This isn't a fling. This isn't casual at all. This is your life partner. So regardless of your situation, your feeling towards the relationship is changing. It's becoming deeper. It's becoming more abundant in some ways. And all of the shadow aspects, like the things that were not clear, are coming to light in 2022 is what I'm getting. So we also have the Six of Pentacles. And so not only do all of these cards represent quite a bit of stability, like I feel a lot of you intuitively know you could be with this person for the long term. This to me also represents a very strong energy of giving and receiving. So this can be gifts. This can be organizing nice days together. I'm seeing you going out with this person a lot, like going out to dinners, going out to clubs for some of you, hiking for many of you, like spending time in nature. And I feel like the person you're with is very thoughtful and pretty organized at times. Whenever they want to impress you, they put a lot of effort into it, and they actually genuinely think hard about what it is they want to do and how they want to show up. And so I feel that this person is a very good person for you, and I do like them quite a bit. So good job on choosing a good person. So we also have the Garden and the Gate and the Thinking Woman here. When we see the Thinking Woman, this is about your thoughts influencing the relationship. And this woman, as you can see, she's kind of solitary. She's a little bit distanced, but she's very smart. And she's very analytical. And so I think up until this point, you've probably been analyzing the relationship, and your spirit guides are just saying, that's fine and that's good. And there's something to be said about that. But they're also saying to allow yourself to be free and not think too hard about the future, not think too hard about specific outcomes. We have this butterfly here, and the butterfly is symbolizing freedom, but she's turned away from it. So just make sure that whenever you are struggling and kind of going down a rabbit hole with your thoughts, you become more like this butterfly. butterfly. Like turn back to that mantra of being free and having liberation and having a positive life. Because although this woman is highly analytical and really knows what she's doing and she's very smart and well regarded by others, she also is a little bit stiff. Like she's not allowing herself to have as much fun or as much freedom as she could potentially have. And the same is true of this card up here. This woman is inside of this gate. So instead of exploring the wide open natural world outside of the gate, she decides to stay inside. And so here the message is like, by pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and being more free and being more open, especially with the butterfly imagery with these two cards, that's how you're going to actually learn more about this person. That's how you are going to find your freedom, find the giving and receiving that takes place in this relationship. And I think that's actually how you deepen the relationship. Now, I know some of you have been seeing this person for a while, and especially if you're not in a formal relationship, you're probably racking your brains with what else is there? Like, why are they so vague? Why are they not being really clear about our connection and our relationship? I just think this person feels really secure with you, but they still need some time. And I think in 2022, the tables are turning in a very positive way for your connection. So you've been patient, you have shown that you're a great person, you've shown that really you're the best person for the person you've been seeing, and they know that, and they know that on a soul level, but I think they need to kind of come to their own realization. So if that situation resonates for you where you feel like, okay, it's taking them forever, I definitely think it will change in 2022, but give it some time and definitely allow the energy to change, because in February and March, it feels like things are becoming deeper and more serious. And then again in like May, July, and August, those all feel like significant months as well, where things might become more serious between the two of you. And remember, it's all based on what you want. So, definitely think about what it is you want out of this relationship. It's not all about what the other person wants. So let's pull some oracle cards and see what else there is. Oh, you can take this one. Begin now, take your first step. Valiant courage, take action with passion. And then here we have overcoming obstacles. You can overcome anything. Okay, so what I'm getting with this begin now is for some of you, you just want to like rewrite the story. Like just tell yourself, okay, I'm just going to start fresh. Pretend that nothing has really happened between me and this person, and we're just going to lay a solid foundation and start from there. And I think that's actually pretty healthy if that's what you decide to do. What I'm getting is if there were things in the past that made you feel like there was a lot of back and forth, or like this person kind of went hot and cold, I think that it's totally fine to just say, okay, it's a new year, let's start fresh, clean slate, no hard feelings, we both clearly like each other. There's a very bountiful energy about this pile, and that makes me pretty confident that this is a good connection for you. It's just something that needs to play out over time. And also the other kind of corny piece of advice I have is, and you've already done this, is if you love someone, let them go. Because if you look at these two people, this person is not like trying to be right next to this guy. She's letting him go off on his own journey, and by going on his own journey, he comes around and he basically comes back to her. Now, I don't see this intensity of separation happening for the two of you. I really don't think that will happen, but I just think that this is a sign to not be super hardcore about what will come of the connection at this current moment in time, and just know things are on the right track. Things are going to continue getting better. They're going to continue getting deeper. I do feel like this could be your lifelong person, which is something I really want to stress for this pile, because when I sense that energy of lifelong connection, lifelong romance, like that's a pretty big deal, and it's really hard to find that person. So I would hate for somebody to go out and put tons of pressure on it and kind of scare somebody off and then not end up with the person they're meant to be with. So we have valiant courage, take action with passion. So I'm also getting that, especially around May, for some reason, May is really energetically strong for this pile. I feel like you're gonna truly know each other by May. Like if this is a situationship, or if you are currently dating, getting engaged, getting married, like something significant is happening around that time. And a lot of that is just making things a lot clearer. So some of you around May are really going going to start saying, this is what I want, this is what I'm looking for, this is what I want our future to be like together. And I'm getting that after May, there is no more lack of clarity in this connection. So I know that there's still a couple months until May, but I really do think that it's worth overcoming obstacles up until that point, because like this card says, you can overcome anything. So be free, have fun, you know, don't think too hard about the outcome right now, but know that this person really likes you. The energy here is only good. I only see positive things happening. I feel like this could be a really deep, lasting connection, and it could be one of the best choices you make in your whole life to stay with this person and like give them the time they need. They're a really good person. They're a good match for you. I like their energy a lot. I feel like they're very loyal, very caring, and you will be fulfilled if you stay with this person. So I hope this reading helped you. I hope it gave you some clarity and guidance today. If you would like, check out Blush Lily's video. She's an awesome reader, so go ahead, check out her style. She's amazing. And if you like this, please give us a like. You can hit that subscribe button. You can share it if you feel so inclined. And we're just sending you off with so much love and light. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! All right, pile 2, welcome to your reading. So your first card is the Three of Pentacles. I have never pulled this card in this deck before, so that's cool. So think about your situationship or your relationship, and let's see what is coming through for the new year and what it is you need to know. Okay, so you have the Three of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, Temperance, and the King of Swords. Let me pull some energy cards for you. Okay, you got Cornucopia. You got Rest and Rejuvenation. And then we'll pull 2 cards here from the Gold Lyre Tarot deck. We have the Knight of Cups. We have the Page of Pentacles. All right, so the first thing I'm getting is with the Three of Pentacles, I feel like the two of you are learning a lot from each other, especially in the new year. In 2022, there's like a whole new journey that you two are going on. Some of you are taking a physical move, or somebody has changed a job, and that's kind of affecting the relationship and how things shake out. Now, if you're in like a situationship and things are not super clear, or maybe they're pretty clear, but you're not dating formally, I feel like I do think the two of you are coming closer together in the new year as well. It feels like there are some learnings that need to be made in terms of how you act towards the other person, like what their preferences are and things like that. So I feel in the long term, I feel actually pretty positive about this pile. We have the Four of Swords, so in the short term, with the Four of Swords and Temperance and the Three of Pentacles together, this makes me think that there is a little bit of a slow energy, especially at the beginning of the new year, like January, February, it's feeling kind of slow. This woman has her head in her hands, which is making me think some of you might even think that this thing is over altogether, but I just want you to know I don't really think that's the case. I think there are some situations where this relationship might kind of fade out, but I don't think it will be extremely upsetting if it does happen. And if it doesn't, which is true for most of you, I think it's just a question of finding balance, especially in the new year. It's like the first 3 months are kind of very slow is what I'm getting. But I'm almost seeing that this time, which is a slower, more reflective time, is supposed to show you how to act with this person, like how to really get that cornucopia and that amazing reality that you two both want together. So we have Four of Swords, Rest and Rejuvenation, Temperance. So January, February, March, I'm feeling very slow energy. It feels like not a lot of stuff happening. If you're in a relationship and it's a very secure relationship, I just would call this keeping the lights on. Like, I don't think anything crazy is happening in these months. I certainly wouldn't say that you're getting engaged or something like that, and I certainly also wouldn't say that you're breaking up. It just to me feels like keeping the lights on, nothing crazy is happening. If you're in a situationship, January, February, March might be a little slow, meaning that there might not be tons of contact, your person might be traveling, might be kind of hard to get in touch with them sometimes, but I'm getting a very warm vibe towards you. So this person that you're inquiring about does genuinely like you. They have a warm energy towards you. They feel like like you're a compassionate person. They see your goodness. They have no inclination to want to end whatever it is the two of you have. So I think that don't misread this slowness that happens at the beginning of the year as something bad, because it's not something bad. I'm getting this person just kind of needs to sort themselves out, especially in January. It feels to me like they come back and they're trying to hit the ground running, and there's a ton of stuff for them to do, especially as connected to their career. So January seems like a very busy month for them. So just help them find balance. When we see temperance here, this is really about making sure that you have one foot in the logical side of your mind and heart, and then another foot in the more intuitive side. And it's very important to balance these two modes, or these two different sides of your brain, as you approach the new year and as you think about this connection. Having the King of Swords over here makes me think a couple of things. So first of all, I do think the relationship is growing more serious, but I see that happening around April, and then for some of you, November, which I know is really far away, but I'm just telling you honestly what I'm getting for 2022. So April or November is when this is truly deepening, and I feel like the seriousness here, it kind of feels a bit like an ultimatum. That's just the energy your spirit guides are putting across, which is like either you're with me or you're not, like you're all in or you're not. And I think you might have a conversation with this person where you or they express, okay, this is either getting deeper or it's not happening. So I kind of want to mentally prepare you for that, because I feel like that is going to be a conversation that can shift things in a really positive direction and make things happen a lot more smoothly and can bring more clarity, but it might also feel a little bit intense. So I just want you to know, in January, February, and March, when things are naturally slow, it's a really good time to get clear on what you want out of this connection, and just meditate on it, like think about it, and don't put too much pressure on exactly how things will unfold, but do try and decipher what it is you want. And for some of you, you're sitting there and you're thinking, oh, well, like I want a relationship, or I want to get married, or whatever it is, I want the next phase. But your spirit guides are saying, do you actually? So those are their words, not mine. They're saying, do you actually? Like, it's so easy to want something that we don't have, and we kind of want it just because we don't have it. Like, oh, that person is kind of distant, and so therefore I want to be exclusive with them. But it's like, do you actually want that? Like, once you have that, is that the thing that's going to make you truly happy? Or is there something else that you haven't addressed and you haven't fully looked into yet? So your spirit guides are kind of putting a little bit of positive tension on you and nudging you to think carefully about what you want. Because I'm getting a few things about this connection. First of all, the overarching vibe is good. It's positive. There's mutual feelings here, mutual attraction as well. This is a connection that also transcends just the physical. So I don't see this being just like a friends with benefit. I feel like this is something where it has like long-term potential for sure. With the Four of Swords, we have this kind of Mercury energy going on with this red rock and stuff. And I'm getting like this whole connection is about exploration, in the sense of you have to explore yourself really deeply. You have to know exactly what it is you want. This person needs to be pushed to understand what they want. And I'm getting like, up until this point, things have not been super clear for either one of you. I feel like one of you or the both of you were in very long-term relationships. And so it's kind of like, okay, how do we like start again, and what should we do? And you both are kind of treading lightly at this time, because you know that once you're in a very long-term relationship, it will just stay that way. And it could be, you know, the relationship you have for life. So I feel like you tread lightly, and I think that's actually a good thing for the beginning of the year. Now, for those of you who are already in a relationship, apologies, I have to keep switching back and forth. To me, the beginning of the year is keep the lights on, and then I definitely think that things are just progressing. I don't necessarily think that you have marriage in 2022, but I do think engagement is on the table for some of you. It's a little bit more distant though, so I would see that happening towards the end of the year, like after October. And for many of you, honestly, this is not like a massive change type of year. It's just a year where the two of you are developing a deeper partnership. And I feel like one thing that comes out, whether you're in a situationship or a relationship, is you really start to understand this other person's love languages. So I'm seeing the Knight of Cups here, And the Knight of Cups is usually about giving and offering. So that can be gift giving, that can be words of affirmation, whatever. And when we say love languages, by the way, we don't want to put ourselves in boxes and think that that's the only way we can express ourselves. This is just some colloquial phrase to help us understand how other people like to receive love and how we like to give love. And I'm getting that your person is a little bit light on words of affirmation. Like they really appreciate it when you say to them, I appreciate you and here's why, but they're not going to be super upfront about saying that to you. And for some of your partners, for everyone watching in the audience, to me it feels like they express themselves a little bit better in writing than they do speaking. So if there's something that they're having trouble kind of getting off their chest or they want to communicate, I feel like when they write, they can express things a lot more clearly than when they speak. So just keeping in mind that it's important to find out kind of what their love language is so that you two can come closer together. I see this being a very nurturing relationship on both ends though, because we have the Page of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles to me is like taking something and nurturing it from the ground up. So it's like having a seed and watering it over time. And I feel like you and this person both mutually water your connection and your relationship. I think there's a very equal amount of effort going in there, and there's a very equal amount of respect as well, which is good. So I definitely feel like this connection has all of the ingredients for a very healthy relationship. And I do think it might take some time for this to become like a super serious thing if that's what you're looking for. But again, think about whether that is what you're looking for, because your spirit guides are just saying, you know, take it easy, you don't need to rush it, and it might not even be truly exactly what you want at this current moment in time. So of course, I'm sure many of you want to get married and stuff, but it's like, do you want to actually be exclusively dating this person right now in your lifetime, or do you want to have the opportunity to kind of explore a couple different things? And both are okay. It's totally up to you. It's up to you and your intuition and what feels right to you. With rest and rejuvenation, I know I've touched on this a little bit before. I do feel that the both of you are kind of transcending energetically, like you're becoming energetically more in tune and more aware. So I wouldn't be surprised if both you and your partner meditate, and if in 2022 it feels like you kind of reach a shared understanding together in terms of consciousness. Like, okay, I'm on a higher level spiritually and energetically, and so are you. And that's a really nice reflective thing going on here. So this person is very much like a mirror. Like they show you what it is you need to deepen and where you need to kind of continue to grow. And then there are other parts where they just give you space, and that space is beautiful, and that space allows you to create balance. So I always save the best for last. We have Cornucopia over here. So Cornucopia to me is such a beautiful card. This card is all about abundance, and it's like all of the fruit and the plants that you have sown are now ripened, and you can enjoy the feast and the harvest. And Cornucopia is really just about letting the light come in, like letting the positive aspects of this relationship shine, allowing yourself to just really enjoy everything about this connection. And I do get a lot of nourishing energy for this connection. So I feel really positive about where it's going and where it's headed. And I feel like the other thing I'll say for 2022 is I think some of you are taking some really nice vacations, whether that's road trips or short trips, like it could be a weekend trip to a European country or something like that. I think many of you are taking, little vacations in 2022, which really help to nourish the relationship and help it grow more. So those are all the messages I got for you today. I hope it gave you some clarity and guidance. If you liked it, please give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and share it if you feel so inclined. And you can also check out Blush Lily's reading. She is an awesome reader, so you won't regret it if you do. And go ahead, subscribe to both our channels. We would totally, really appreciate it. We love what we do, and we appreciate the love back for sure. So I wish you all a wonderful day. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! All right, pile 3, welcome to your reading. So let's see what your first card is. You got the 8 of Pentacles. So let's pull a couple more cards about your situationship or relationship and see what is coming through. We have the 8 of Swords. We have the 9 of Wands here. And we have the 10 of Swords. Okay, let me just start with these cards really fast, and I promise I will be pulling a couple more as well. So 8 of Pentacles, I feel like you are really struggling to make it work with this person right now. I'm getting a lot of different situations that are happening, but here's some examples that I'm picking up. Number one, you feel like you're giving, and the person is just not giving back to you. Like they are not being clear, they're not being fair. They kind of take so much and you give so much, and it feels like an energetic imbalance. So that's one thing that's coming up. The second thing that's coming up is I feel like the person you're with can be very stubborn. Now, this is not to say that they're a bad person or that there's anything wrong with them, but I feel you are naturally more patient and this person is naturally more stubborn. And at times this can be difficult for you because you're just like, whoa, why are you making such a big deal out of something that is really not that big of a deal? So with the 8 of Pentacles, I know that this is going to be a little bit negative of an image, but if you look at this woman, she's almost being crushed by the weight of the pentacle she is trying to hold up. And the 8 of Pentacles is indicative of making something work, like trying really, really hard to make something work. But in this particular situation, and I'm just being honest, I feel like your effort is not being reciprocated and it's not a very fair situation. We have the 8 of Swords, the 9 of Wands, and the 10 of Swords. So when we see the 8 of Swords, clearly you feel trapped. And so going into 2022, unfortunately, I feel like the energy only becomes deeper in that sense. Like things only get heavier, things only become more constricting. I get a lot of energy of like not being able to move, not being able to be your true self and express yourself fully. And this actually bleeds into many different aspects of this connection. So it's like when you go to a restaurant, when you hang out with your friends, when you are physically intimate, when you're with their family or whatnot, it feels like a lot of pressure to just stay in the same spot and do what you're expected to do, but not necessarily be super authentic to your heart and to your soul. Definitely, I'm thinking like this connection is not truly serving you. And of course, disclaimer, this is a pick a card reading. This is a general reading. There are thousands of people who will watch this over time. You should only take what resonates. You should only do what feels true in your heart. But for those of you who need to hear it, I just want you to know that you are better than the energy you've been receiving and also the energy you haven't been receiving, because for a lot of you, this person has not really been putting in a lot of effort and that there is something better out there for you. And honestly, some of you just need to hear that and just need to know that this is not something where you're destined to be in this connection and you're destined to be unhappy. It's not like that. And so if you resonate with anything I've said up until this point, my strongest advice is simply to have that level of self-respect, knowing that you are better than what it is you've been getting and knowing that you can walk away. And the 9 of Wands is also indicative of this cycle ending soon. So the 9 of Wands comes right before the 10 of Wands, the 10 of Wands being this man who's like carrying a lot of wands and trying to make his way through something that feels very hard, but the cycle is ending for him. And once that's over, it's over. But the 9 of Wands is like you're almost there, but you're not completely there yet. So you have to just keep going, but also be willing to walk away, because the 9 of Wands brings with it an energy that is tentative, that is insecure. It is a little bit, you have trepidation is basically what I would be saying. So be willing to walk away, be willing to tell yourself, you know what, this is not perfect and I don't need to try to squeeze or compress myself in order for this to become perfect, because there is something better out there for me. And if any of you are feeling fear and feeling pressure at staying in this connection, feeling like you have to, maybe your family expects you to, maybe the person really expects you to, maybe they have no idea that you've had doubt, well, just know, don't put pressure on yourself to do this in a certain timeline if you have any desire to leave the connection, but just know that if it's not serving you, it's not serving you, and you have every right to do what feels best for you and what feels right in your heart. So yeah, I just want you to know that you're safe, you're protected, you're loved, and you don't need to you don't need to surround yourself with this type of influence, which is what you've been getting, which is an energy of constriction and also an energy of fear. Like you see this woman, she's surrounded by all these snakes. These snakes are filled with venom, and she's kind of just falling in the midst of all of them. So whatever it is that's not working for you, like, you don't have to carry that. And that's the most important part of this reading, is just knowing that it's okay to nourish yourself. It's okay to accept love, pure love and divine love. So definitely, I would advise saying your affirmations like in the shower, like, I only accept divine love, like, I will only let in energy that matches mine, I will only let in people who serve me in the same way that I serve them, I will only allow connections that give me light and are nourishing. So saying things like that, you know, you can come up with your own, is going to really help shift your mindset and take you out of the victim mentality a little bit too, because what your spirit guides are saying is you're a little bit like a deer in headlights. Like, you're frozen and you feel like you can't do anything, and you are hungry for advice, and you're hungry for some kind of counsel, some kind of reflection of what's going on, like someone to really hear you, and you just don't really know what to do. And that's okay, and you're going to figure it out. So just know we don't need to know everything in life. It's okay when we don't know everything, and it's part of our journey and our path. So let's see what advice your spirit guides have for you as you go into 2022. Anything you need to be mindful of, anything you can anchor to. So whereas the first 4 cards here are about the energy of the connection, this is now advice coming through. Okay, we have the Lovers. Okay, and we have the 6 of Pentacles. Okay, so let's start over here with Temperance. So when we see Temperance, this is all about balance. This is about an energetic balance. That's the number one thing I want to say. So right now you're putting in more than you're receiving. That is very clear to me. Now, if like some of the messages over here seemed a little bit too intense and negative to you, I just want to say I'm not saying anything bad about your partner. I just sense an energetic imbalance. So when we see Temperance, this is actually saying, you know, this can be fixed. This can be changed. So right now, one person is pouring into the cup of the relationship more so than the other, but it's really a question of bringing this to the surface and bringing this to light, making it clear, and doing so with compassion, and then things can be rectified. So if you are sitting there and you feel like, yeah, I know my partner is a really good person, they've just been really busy, or they just have never been in a healthy relationship and they don't know how to, then definitely give them the benefit of the doubt. If you feel like they're going to take care of you in the future and be like a nice person, then definitely stay with them, and that's totally cool. If this person is not a nice person, has been mean, negative, cruel to you, then I would say, please just walk away, because it's not serving you and it's not healthy. So you know better than me where you are, and you know which messages resonate with you. So I'm just going to say everything the spirit guides are giving me, and you take whatever it is that serves you today. So we have Temperance. It's about energetic balance. I feel that you can bring energetic balance to the relationship through being very compassionate, but also a little bit demanding of what you need. So we have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups, first of all, shows me that as a person, you're very open-minded, you're very compassionate, caring, you're the type of person who wants things to flow, you want things to be easy and intuitive and feel safe. That's very important to you. And I feel like this person sometimes doesn't feel safe in their environment and in their own body, and because of that, they can have a tendency to be a little bit depressing or even to lash out a little bit. And I'm getting this is not something that they really intend to do, it just kind of happens. So knowing that they're not intending to do anything mean to you, but also knowing that you're very patient, and at times you're a little bit too patient. So when we see the Queen of Cups, this is somebody who is very nurturing, she's a leader, and she's the type of person who kind of sees the best in everyone. So just knowing that through setting boundaries and through surfacing what is not working for you in this energetic imbalance, I feel that's how you get to this, which is the Lovers. The Lovers is an energy of unity. This is an energy of collaboration. It is not always easy. So a lot of people see this Lovers card and they think, oh my gosh, it's Adam and Eve and everything's going to be perfect and we're going to be unified forever. The Lovers simply means like a very, very, very strong partnership. This can be business. This can be love. Since this reading is about love, it's most definitely connected to romance. But when we see the Lovers, also like thinking about the implications of this card. So I am not a super religious person, but I seem to remember in the Bible, it's like there was Adam and Eve and wasn't Eve made out of his rib or something like that? So in any case, I wish I knew the details better, but it's almost like thinking about how does this other person serve you? Like, is this other person truly seeing you for everything you are? And making sure that if you can bring this energetic imbalance to light, you're very clear about what it is that you need. And once you do that, then I see them shaping up and I see this beautiful partnership happening. And again, this only applies if this person is like a good person at heart, and you know that better than me. We have the Six of Pentacles here, so definitely there's an energy of giving, sharing. I feel like this person does kind of need you to be a little bit patient with them, so that's also Temperance coming through. This person is going through a hard time mentally and emotionally, and they need you to be pretty patient with them at times. So also just knowing that maybe they're going through something that's truly hard for them and they just don't know how to navigate it, and they just don't have enough energy to give the connection right now. And some of you may decide that that's perfectly okay and that you're willing to wait. And in that case, this would be you, this person with this red jacket, kind of giving an offering, giving a little bit of money or resources to this person who's suffering. So there's a lot of different messages in this pile. I definitely encourage you to take what resonates, leave the rest. As you know, that is the rule of tarot and the rule of working with spirit guides. I'm just going to pull maybe 2 final cards. These are energy oracle cards about advice for you, anything you need to know. All right, we have envy. We have happy family. Okay, and we also have Angel of Balance. Well, you could read this very literally and you could say you're envious of happy families, which kind of makes me laugh. I don't really think that's the case. For some of you, it could be. For a very small portion of people, I do think that you might hold on to a little bit of jealousy and feel like you see all these other happy people around you and you don't feel truly happy. So that is one interpretation. The other interpretation, though, is it's kind of like look at the dark parts of the relationship, like the parts that are not working. And I'm getting, for some of you, this is like a very strong soul contract and it feels not so easy. Like it feels pretty hard and there are lessons that you are meant to learn together and that's why you are still together. But making sure not to be too envious or to approach this with too much hardship, because a happy family is totally accessible to you, whether this is a couple thing or whether this is actually having children. So your spirit guides want you to know, just like a rainbow comes out after a storm, that is totally accessible to you. That is 100% on the table, and the way to get it is balance. So you have Temperance, you have Angel of Balance. This is a pretty clear message. The biggest message from this reading is to be authentic and to make sure that what you are giving out is also what's returned back to you. So making sure that if you're putting in a lot of effort, the other person should put in an equal amount of effort. And if they can't because of whatever it is they have going on, it could be perfectly fine. That's up to you to use your discernment to decide. But if they are kind of just not putting in effort because it's too hard for them or because they don't feel like they want to, then perhaps you question whether the relationship is really serving you. So I know there are a lot of messages in this one. I wish you a lot of love and light. I hope that whatever your next path is and whatever your next steps will work out really well. And I think 2022 is going to surface a lot for you and make things transformational. So it's actually a good thing. I think it's kind of helping you understand how to be most aligned energetically. So I hope this helped you. I hope it gave you some clarity and guidance. If you liked it, please give me a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button, share it if you feel so inclined. You can also check out Blush Lily's reading. She is an awesome reader, so definitely check that out. And I will see you all in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye.